picking up where we left off last night. A lot of progress was made yesterday, so I'm thinking today all of this whole mess here will actually be back up inside of the car, and I should be able to start doing the wiring stuff for all of the gauges and then the controller. This was the biggest part of this entire thing for the Supra, was getting this wiring done, and I got 3 days in it is what I'm budgeting. It should be all right though. We made a lot of progress last night cleaning that mess up, and anyway, let's just get back to work. Just finished the hardest part of the entire wiring process on this car, and that was reconfiguring the alarm system and organizing the wires and making it all proper. It sucks because for security reasons I can't show you where I put everything. See what I'm saying? But just believe it looks way better than it did. But I can show you. I can show you the floor. The floor is nice and clean, and I can show you that part there. Look how clean all that is. So it's much better than it was. The next part now is to put the gauges back in, put the boost controller back in, put the SAFC in. For our younger viewers who don't know what an SAFC is this thing here. It's back in the day, before standalones and everything like that were so prevalent and so affordable, this is how you tuned your car. So he wants one in his car, and I'm gonna put it in there. Just gotta find somewhere to put it, somewhere to mount it. It's one of these old school style sticky things right here, where you're just supposed to plop it down somewhere. I'm not a fan of that type of mounting, but you know. So this is what I gotta do. All these wires here. Yeah, so all these wires here need to go inside the car somewhere. So it's not so bad, right? Okay. Hello everyone, welcome back. We are back on the Supra, doing more things to get it ready to live its new life running, because that's how we do things here. So today what we're gonna do, a few things. Start off pretty simple. We're replacing the drive shaft. So he has a brand new drive shaft shop, one-piece drive shaft, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna replace this stock two-piece with that one. Also, we're going to swap the oil out in his diff, if there is any. We don't know. We're gonna figure that one out. LSD oil. Also, we're going to be replacing the fuel lines, the soft ones, here in the back, because these are dry rotted and cracked and they just look like dookie. So we're going to replace them with new line and new clamps, and those three things are what we're going to start today with. So this is the bolt. Actually, this is the bolt that I bought for the drive shaft, right? These are a little bit longer than the ones that came out of it, but the issue is they only stick out not enough. So that's all you get, is that little bit of thread because the flange is just so much thicker. So we gotta get new bolts for the drive shaft. So the drive shaft can't go in. That's okay. We got other stuff we can do. This is the bolt that came out of it. You can see it's a little bit different. It's a coarse thread instead of a fine one, but there you can see you only get 2 threads instead of the other one where you get like 5. So yeah, not a big deal. We'll just get new bolts. Moving on to the next thing, swapping the oil in the diff. We don't know if it's ever been done or if there's any oil in there to begin with, so we're gonna go ahead and do it. Since we can't put the drive shaft in and the diff is serviced now, next thing to do was replace the fuel lines at the back here near the gas tank. So this is what we're replacing the feed line with, which I believe is the feed line, is the Russell Pro Classic hose. This is the old one, junk. And then the return line is a smaller diameter, so we can't use the Russell hose, so I'm just using this regular rubber line, but it is brand new. And then comparatively, this is what was in there, which is why I recommend doing this. As you can see there, it's dry rotted. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why we replaced the lines at the back of the gas tank. No, they're not leaking and there's nothing wrong with them, but there is, and that's the problem. So you see all that cracking there, and that's just at the end. So imagine what the rest of the hose is like. With the fuel lines taken care of, next thing on the list is to do a brake bleed and also a clutch bleed because it doesn't work at all. So this is the brake fluid situation right now, crap, and then this is the clutch situation right now, empty. So we'll take care of that, full 4-wheel bleed, and it's gonna be nice, and it's gonna be great, and everything's gonna work the way it's supposed to. For whatever reason, the rears don't want to bleed, but they work. When you press the pedal and hold it, you can watch the entire caliper shift like a lot. So they're working, but when you go to bleed them for whatever reason, it just dribbles out. It's kind of annoying. But we moved on from that. We went on to go bleed the clutch, and the clutch wouldn't bleed. So we tried to figure out why, and check it out. See that streak right there? Oh, there it is. Yep, you can see it partially. That streak right there flowing down, that is the clutch master leaking out of the back. So that's why it's not bleeding, because it's bad. Perfect. So we're gonna have to order another one, get that replaced, and then we can bleed the clutch, or bleed bleed the clutch all the way. So that's pretty cool. But the brake bleed is done, I can tell you that much. Even though the rears didn't bleed like how I wanted them to, they're working. But we'll know on the road test once we drive it around and do whatever we gotta do. And then if we need to, we'll just bleed them again, no problem. Next thing to come in is shifter. We ordered a cube shifter, great reviews online, and it looks pretty cool, so we'll see how well that works out. That's really what's keeping us from driving it now. The shifter in here is from something else, and it's some sort of Frankenstein, Madman, chopped up whatever. I don't know how many different shifters was used to make this one, but the bottom ball is just crap. Everything about this is crap. So we ordered a proper shifter, and it's gonna be nice. All right, so it's been a couple days, and parts have come in. And we have this brand new OEM clutch master cylinder, and it's going to replace the one I just showed you that was leaking. Check this thing out. And for those that don't know, Aisin is the OEM that makes these. So no, it's not in a Toyota box, but this is the OEM part. Brand new, beautiful, and not leaking. So yeah, this is going to be great. And Daniel's the man, and he's gonna be the one to replace it. Yep, he's gonna be the one to replace it, and we're gonna bleed it, and we're gonna call it good. All right, the old one is out, so you can get a better view. I mean, you can see it pretty good in the video, but you can see it's leaking right out the back. It's no good, it's junk. Also, look right there, it says Aisin on the back, OEM part. Just for you guys, the heads up. Aisin, OEM. Anyway, so the old one is out. We're gonna put the new one in. The new one is beautiful, the new one is not leaking, and the new one is new. So we're gonna do that. Look at this commitment. Look at this shape. Ooh. This guy is real. He's in there doing this clutch master. It's gonna be super replaced. Look at it, it's already beautiful in there. Also, we are doing a wire tuck on this car. I think I mentioned that already, but we're doing a wire tuck on this car, so we just removed the cruise control mess, which is all of this. Is this bracket, the actual cruise control unit, the vacuum actuator, and then you have the actuator controller, which is what this second piece is. And all of that was attached to this bracket, which is no longer there. It will never go back in. So your life here is done, Mr. Cruise Control. And then all those wires and everything else are gonna disappear as well. The new clutch master is in, it's bled, and it's working great. Excellent diagnosis, Daniel. Next is to install the cube shifter. Super nice. These things come all the way from Australia.